Alright, so I finally caved in and got some mini mates. I seen a couple when I was doing some research that I really liked. Mostly the ones that are like the obscure characters, the ones that we definitely don't get in, Marvel Legends and stuff like that, are the ones that I really like. So I went down to this comic book shop down in it's like Northeast Philly, and I actually seen these two sets here, and the main reason I picked this one up is because of the Stiltman here. It came with Stiltman and the Neo classic armor Iron Man, and I figured, while I'm at it, I might as well get a good, classic kind of good starter set, because these are my first ones other than the Akuma, like I've said before in one of my other videos. But I figured I'd get the Spider-Man and Green Goblin set just because it was, another good way to start is to get a decent amount of characters, I guess I could put it that way. But these guys surprised me so much. At first I didn't really care for them because, they're simple. Most of them are universal, with the same hands, heads, chest, legs, and everything. But some are unique with the type of head that they use, and the type of gloves and boots and everything. So I kind of appreciate them more than I did before. Being a huge Lego fan, I was always a fan of like the Lego superheroes, and these kind of reminded me of like a knockoff, like a Mega Bloks type thing. But I know these have been around for years, and I remember going to where was it, Tower Records or something like that, and they always had them there. Mostly like DC and movie related ones. So I didn't really care for them back then, and more so recently I've been getting into them. So the thing that I like the most about these that really surprised me is the different accessories and pieces that come with them. Like for instance, the Stiltman here. Zoom out a little bit. He comes with this little stand that he can put his foot right into, which is really neat. He comes with that little gun that just fell off, which is really cool too. I'm kind of holding the tip, so can't really see it, but they're really tiny. He also has his helmet that can come off, and you can see his eyes underneath, and he has this little guard here. The cool thing too about him is that you can take these parts of his legs off, and he can be in scale with it, like a normal Mini-Mates figure. And you could also store the parts with these little holes in the back here. So I thought that was kind of a neat little thing that they did there to, give them more than just stationary legs or whatever. What I would have been more happy with here is if they would have given him a normal set of legs where you can actually add these ones on, but it's not a big deal. Happy with what he looks like right now. So that's Stiltman. I believe that is all that he comes with. And then there's the Neo Classic Iron Man, which is really neat. Nice, sorry for hitting the camera. Nice red and gold outfit and details and everything. He comes with this extra hand where it's open instead of the classic Mini-Mate hand that allows just them to hold objects. So he comes with the repulsor type hand that can come off like that, and you can replace it with, hold on, you can replace it with the regular hand. So it comes with that as an accessory. His helmet comes off, and you can see Tony Stark underneath there with his mustache and everything. I've noticed that almost all the faces that I've seen so far, they never have noses, so I guess that's like a Mini-Mate thing, which is kind of cool. He's got a little bit of a bleeding red over there. I don't know what that's all about, but Yeah, he can, you know, wear the helmet just like Iron Man would. And his other accessory, I actually left taped in here, but give me a second, I could take it out. There we go. So he also has the hairpiece here, which actually is like painted on ears. So if you want to display him without the helmet, you can have him like that. It's pretty cool. Alright, so the Green Goblin and Spider-Man I got over here apparently were a re-release of an old set, which it was like the best of mini-mates or something like that. But I didn't know that at first, so I thought I was actually picking up a rare or older set, but no big deal. I have Spider-Man's web here wrapped around Green Goblin, and Green Goblin's actually holding the web, but I had it in a camera angle so that you can't see that, and it looks like he's kind of just floating above the ground there. But these things are kind of hard to pose at some points. So we'll look at Spider-Man first. He actually has his webbing armpit things, which is kind of cool. Really nice looking, has articulation in the head so he can look up and down. And he has like all the normal Minimate articulation. So his accessories are this web here, which is kind of cool, and it comes with, or it has like a little hook on it so you can have him like hang from things, and it fits in his hand almost in any spot on here except for maybe the part where it's wrapped around right there. So it's kind of cool. He has that, and he also has his Peter Parker head, and I will get that out in a second. Should untape this before I did all these. Okay, there's his Peter Parker head. He has like a nice little biff or something. I don't know, some kind of weird hair sculpt there. And he also has this clear stand that he comes with. I don't know if it's really meant for him or the Green Goblin, but he has this under him in his spot in the packaging. So you can take his head off very easily like that, and you can replace it with the Peter Parker head. That was a little tough, probably because of paint, but still cool. Put him on the stand and display him. And then here's the Green Goblin, which is probably my favorite out of all of them because of what he comes with, and his colors and everything are really nice. He's your, you know, your classic kind of looking Green Goblin. Comes with his glider. The satchel is already on him in the packaging, so I wouldn't really count it as much as an accessory, but still cool to see it like actually on there, not, you know, like painted on or something like that. So he comes with the glider here, and it comes apart from the exhaust base if you really want it to. And you could put it on the peg right there, and it can go into either one of these holes. And there's only one peg on here, so you could put either of the feet on there if you want. So that's kind of cool how they gave you the options. They didn't make you put both feet and didn't make this peg into two holes, but it looks really neat pegged in there, so you can fly away on his board. Also, as an accessory, he came with this hand with the pumpkin on it, pumpkin bombs or whatever you want to call them. It doesn't come off, it's molded into there, but he also has just a plain hand where you can put that in if you don't want to have the bomb in there. So that's really cool. I think I keep saying, so that's really cool, which is really lame for me to keep saying. Also, he comes with an extra head. He has his Norman Osborn head with a grinning face. His head's also hard to get on here for some reason. I'm not going to force it right now, but as you can see, that's what it looks like in his classic hairdo with the lines in there. So these little guys are pretty cool. I'm probably going to pick just the ones, like, probably just going to grab the ones that are obscure or the characters that I only, really want to collect. Because otherwise, I don't really need to collect a ton of them because I already have a ton of things that I already collect. I'm kind of rambling now because I'm just thinking too much about this. So, thanks for checking this out. Not really much going on in the video this week, so I guess let's go on to the next thing. Alright, so got another package here today, and this one is from Anthony's Customs. He's sent me a package before. This is my second one from him. So, I already know what's in it, but we're going to cut it open now. Like always, the wall is falling, but it's okay. Packaged very well. And we have a Soda Street Fighter Sagat Player 1 colors. Complete, both heads and hands. And we have a Bison. I believe this is complete except for he's missing his energy effect. And it looks like one of his shoulder pads broke. So that's not good. See that? That's why I open things on camera. But, see what I can do about it. Hopefully it won't be that big of a deal. So, anyway, thanks. I don't know if this was in the shipping or if it was already like this. He didn't tell me. So, but anyway, thanks anyway, and on to the next thing. Alright, so here is your Crack It Open figure of the week. This one is going to be the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Autobot Ratchet. You see the packaging right here. It's got a little hub sticker so you can watch the cartoon. I'm telling you to go watch the cartoon pretty much. Dual battle blades. Other figures in the line. Cool little picture of Ratchet up there. It looks kind of like a picture of Ratchet from the episode where he drinks that stuff that he made and made him like extra stronger. Or I don't remember if he drinks it or he injects it. I forget. But it was basically like robot steroids in that episode. Anyway, a little bio if you want to read it. And robot mode and vehicle mode. And then a little picture down there. So, pretty cool. We're gonna cut this guy open now. I'm gonna use my X-Acto knife like always. Cut this. Okay, so I usually do my first impressions right away, and this is my first impression. This guy is really, really tiny, at least in vehicle mode. Not 100% sure how well he fits in scale with the other ones because I don't seem to have any other Transformers other than, well, Megatron, but he's a different class. So you see kind of like the difference there. The scales, I guess the scale isn't too bad, at least when it comes to compared to Megatron. But I think Arcee's even bigger than he is. But I don't seem to have anybody else around me right now, so whatever. We'll just take a look at him. He appears to look very much like he does in the cartoon, even though you rarely ever see him in vehicle mode. He's usually working this ground bridge and doing all that doctor stuff in his robot mode. So I'm gonna take a look at the truck. A few paint apps of red, translucent blue windows, and apparently the doors are translucent blue too because they're painted over here. So doesn't seem to be lining up right there. It looks okay on that side. Over here, not so much, or on the top here. That could have something to do with it being hot in this room. I do not have air conditioning in here, so I know that the plastic gets warped very easily when it's warm out. So anyhow, vehicle mode looks pretty good, aside from it being small. You can see compared to my hand how small this is. I feel like the new Transformers Deluxe figures, just in general, any line, doesn't matter, since I think it was like last year, they started to look smaller, like they were going down to Scout class, and Scout class was going to, like, I forget what they called that when they're even smaller, but not Minicon, it's something else, I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Cyberverse, that's it. I felt like they were going into like a Cyberverse scale for the Scouts, so very upsetting to see things smaller that shouldn't be, because he's a bigger character, but I understand that they can only do so much when it comes to scale and everything. Anywho, I wish there was some paint apps on the front here for like the headlights and all that. This looks like it just looks like a lazy figure to me. It looks like they didn't spend much time detailing it, because there's all kinds of cool things that they could have painted, like the mirrors and the headlights at the very least. I mean, there's nothing on the back at all. All that detail, but nothing on the back. I don't know if the lighting is picking up the figure that well, so I apologize. Anyhow, I know that you can fit the blades in the front here, like so. Like I said, it's hot in here, so that this plastic that the blades are made out of is very soft. You can see it's bendable. It's all the way down to here. I thought at first it would just be this, because they've been doing this thing where the pointy ends of weapons and other things that come with action figures, they've been making them bendable so that kids don't actually get hurt, which is a really good idea and I'm all for it, but this part is very rubbery, and it would have been nicer if they would have just ended it, you know, like right there or something, and made all of this a solid plastic. But I'm not going to complain. No paint apps on these guys, are just a solid silver. They're molded in this silver plastic, so that's those. And now I'm going to attempt to transform him. He doesn't look too hard. So we're going to, I guess, here's his feet, so I'm going to start messing with this. This is usually what I do when I start to transform something. I'll just pull at one area, usually either the front or the back. So it looks like that's not going to come undone in the front for me right now. What can this do? It looks like this folds down, so I'm not going to be able to get that out. So I'll probably have to pop out these sides first. Okay, so there goes panels. Those of you who already have this figure are probably like, you're an idiot. You know, it's easy to transform this guy, but this is my first time ever messing with this figure, and I haven't watched any reviews on him, so I don't know how how this goes. I don't want to break them. I'll try and get a little bit closer to them so I can see what I'm doing instead of watching through the camera. Okay, so I'm separating this now. I can kind of see what I'm supposed to do here. Okay, they were clipped in. I see. Well, he's pretty much straightforward from here. At least it looks like it. Oh, that's cool. His feet swing around. That's a new little engineering thing that they did. I haven't seen that on any figures yet. Alright, so I know this panel has to go somewhere. It looks like it goes... Yeah, there you go. Lifts up. I don't know where these go right now, but I'll figure it out. I'm going to move those out of the way for now, and then we're going to mess with the top of him. And I'm going to move the camera back just a little bit. Okay, so I move these out. That's what, that's what it looks like. There's his arms. Oh, cool. Little gimmick where the head pops up. Okay, one thing I wanted to point out, I noticed this on a lot of Transformers where they have a head gimmick where it comes out, that they don't have articulation in the neck. But he does, which is really cool. And he also has the head gimmick where it's like on a spring. And that's all because of that. That's kind of cool. I'm all for gimmicks as long as they work right. If they're going to ruin the figure, then, I mean, it's pretty obvious there that I'm not going to like it if it's going to ruin the figure. I like the way these arms are constructed, where you can just fold over the panels and it gives them a form. That's kind of cool. Being an engineer, being in the engineering type field, I'm not an engineer. I'm actually going for my architectural degree, but I do work a lot with engineering stuff. I've learned to appreciate the way things are made a little bit more. So seeing how this unfolds and becomes what it actually becomes is really neat. Really neat to see something come together, you know, like this. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't think I am. I don't think his legs are supposed to bend that. Oh, maybe they are. I have no idea though. I'm gonna guess that that's where they go, because I don't know where else to put them. So he looks to be about done. I mean, I'm gonna guess that's how his legs look. They're really chunky, kind of. So I'll take a look at the directions and see how they go, and I'll put these blades in his hands. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to open up the directions now and check it out. Now I'm on the robot to vehicle side. There we go. Okay, so it said to start with those little panels, kind of like what I did, and then you pull the front apart. Fold out the feet. You fold down the legs. Yeah, it seems to be that's how it looks. And that's what you're supposed to do there. So, I guess that's cool that I got it first try. It only took me a couple minutes. But overall, a very clean likeness to the character, and he's proportioned quite well, I would say. Some more paint apps in here. He does have, like, I guess where his windows would have been if this was a legit transformation. He also has light piping in his head. You can see. Kind of cool. I'm always for light piping. It's, you know, if it's something extra they're gonna throw in, then go for it, you know. I'd rather have it than not have it. This seems to be like what it would look like if the front of his truck was his chest. So, pretty neat. The only thing I can say that I don't really like is the legs. It just, that hollow cavity there, I wish they would have gave you a joint here so you can, like in the side here, so you can fold it up. Make them a little bit smaller. I do like the feet. The feet are on like a pivot, which is kind of cool, so it gives you a little bit of a ankle articulation pivot thingy. Not too much of a backpack, which is always good. I still think he's kind of too small. Not a big gripe, because I know that, you know, he's a deluxe class and he's just fitting the class size, not in scale, or not fitting the scale of every other Transformers figure. If that was the case, then everybody would be a lot bigger because of RC, and yeah, just that's pretty much what I was getting at. I don't have anyone else around. I wish I did. No Transformers are in my room right now, other than this what the hell's his name? This guy, Rodimus. Jesus, I couldn't remember him for a second there, but that has nothing to do with them. So, pretty cool figure. I guess I would say that I recommend him. Pretty much a straightforward transformation, so I recommend them for all ages. The plastic holds up very well. It's a very nice, strong plastic, and overall just a neat figure. Thanks for checking this out, guys. Please vote for the next figure you want to see cracked open. I know I'm still not getting much feedback on this, but I'm trying to keep it going, trying to keep my channel going, and doing what people want to see. So any suggestions, anything you want to see at all, check it out. And I'm sorry that this was a short video and mostly a lazy one, but check out next week's. I'll try to have a lot better of a show to put out. So thanks a lot. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and add me on Facebook and join the ACBA community with us. So have a good one.
That's crispy.